it recording? I think it's recording. Can see you know. Okay, quick.
Okay, hello guys. So today I'm gonna talk about ICO since I'm not sure about what is ICO. So I'm gonna brief you guys about what is ICO and for my understanding. So for Google, they will say like I type like what is ICO and they say ICO is the abbreviation of initial coin offering, and it means that someone offer investor some units of a new cryptocurrency or crypto token in exchange against cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So since 2013, ICO are often used to fund development and of new cryptocurrency. Yeah, so that's what the Google said, and I did some research about, since if you guys confused like what is investment and what is investor. So investment is the action or process of investing money for profit, and investor is a person or an organization that puts the money into financial scheme, property with the expectation of achieving a profit. So let's start off. What is ICO and what is token, smart contract, blockchain that related to ICO? So the world of finance has been going through big changes recently. So one of the biggest changes in the past couple of years has been introduction of ICO in initial coins offering, and it's not surprised that one of the most popular question in the crypto space is like what is ICO. So while you might be familiar with some of the popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you might not be familiar with ICO. So before we get more details about ICO, I need to make sure you have a fair understanding of technology behind ICOs, so like blockchains and smart contract. So if you're already confident of understanding these two technologies, then feel free to skip the ICO. I just read it. So the first technology is blockchain. As you know, there's a lot of live I did about blockchain, and I only do one about ICO. So today is more about ICO. So a blockchain is a Bitcoin or any other currency. Bitchain is not Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency. So it just that cryptocurrency use blockchain. So put it simply, a block is a group of transaction that the chain is a group of block that connected to each other. So put those two words together and then you have the blockchain. All these blocks links together on the chain form a public database. So this database is public because it's shared with hundreds or even thousands of computers. So we can think of these computers are as the server for the blockchain database. So eventually the computers that connected to each other is called node. So any changes made to the database need to verify by more than 51% of the nodes, and if they are not verified, the changes cannot be made, and this make it very hard to hack the database because you would need to hack more than 51% of the nodes, and the nodes are normally owned by lots of different peoples and companies. So this effect called decentralization, meaning that the database is not stored in the single place, but but instead in lots of different places. So when we talk about changes to the database, this transaction of data, in the case of Bitcoin, for example, these are the transaction of Bitcoin. So people transferring Bitcoin to another people, that's called transaction. So now on the next piece of the technology, that is ICO use. So token and smart contract. So the transactions that happen on the database are not just limited to financial transaction like the ones in blockchain, in Bitcoin blockchain. Instead, they can be anything that has value. So for example, the value of transaction could be a house or a share of a company. So of course you can't physically place a house or a share of a company onto the blockchain. So instead, you need something that represents the values of the house or the share of the company. So that's what smart contract exists for. So the next one is tokens. So I welcome you to the world of tokens. So a token is created to represent the value of something. And for example, a house, electricity, store credits, or share of a company. So this token cannot be applied directly to the blockchain, as blockchains can normally only process transactions on their own cryptocurrency, like Ether on the Ethereum blockchain, and Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain. So instead, the token must be used in application. So smart contract, the application that token use are called smart contract. So however, they just look like a bunch of code. So to be used by regular user, developer creates a D-app that is decentralized application. So you can think of D-app as the interface you can use when you use Instagram or Twitter, but behind the Instagram and Twitter is a series of code application. So these coded application are the smart contracts. So these smart contracts are unique for many reasons. So the reason include in this website, that is, they can automatically process transaction. The transaction are triggered by certain conditions that are written in the smart contract, and they use blockchain technology, so the condition of the smart contract cannot be changed. So you now know about the two pieces of technology that have made ICO the success that they are today. Now let's talk about what an ICO is. So the concept of an ICO is ICO can be compared to IPO, that is initial public offering. So this is the term used when a company first released their stock on the stock market. So before that, the company's stock was private and its shares were not available to the public. So Hans initial public offering, you don't have to put glasses, the people see.
I'm watching the.
So So Hans initial public offering, it's important to understand the difference between IPO and what is an ICO. Okay, so when the company lists themselves on the stock exchange, people and companies that are interested in the companies can be purchase shares in the company for a certain price. So the shares can be used to vote on a specific action that the company is taking, as you have actually become a partial owner of the company. So if the company does well, the value of their shares similarly increases, and you can sell them at a later stage for profit. So ICO are not as neat and clean like IPO. So ICO can be considered as a mean of crowdfunding. So when an ICO you get with an ICO you get a token, and these tokens do not give you any long-term authority or ownership of the project. So they can merely a means of project to raise funds. So however, once again, if this project succeed, the value of your token could increase. So you could sell the token for more than you bought it for. So that's what an ICO is. So how do ICO works? So if you want to start your own cryptocurrency or app, you will need a lot of money. So to get this money, you can run an ICO, and if people interested in your ICO and thinks the project is good, they can buy your token for a certain price. So these prices are normally set in Ether, or some other project accept more than one cryptocurrency, but normally it's Bitcoin and Litecoin. So when you invest in ICO, you send your Ether, Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever currency you want to pay in to the ICO smart contract. So this smart contract then send you the amount of token that you have to pay for. So there are usually two main reasons for buying token from ICOs. So the first reason will be to sell the tokens in the future for a higher price. The second reason is to use the token for its purpose. Like tokens normally provide the holder of the tokens with benefit, like discount fee, share of profit, or a premium features. And some token can be used to purchase things on the project and apps when it created. So these type of token are known as utility token. So how do investors know which ICOs to invest? So just because the idea is good, it doesn't mean that the project will be good. So an idea can seem really good, but then completely fails once it raises the fund. And it's true, unfortunately, there have even been cases that which ICO have turned out to be a complete scams. So now that you understand what is an ICO, make sure that when researching an ICO, you can be more careful. So investor will usually pay close attention to the following things, that is the competition. Does the project have any competitor? Or if so, what are they doing differently to the other competitor? And the other attention will be the team. So who are the team working on the project, and do they have a good relevant background, or have they worked on a similar project before starting this? And the other one is the use of the fund. So how are they gonna use the money that they raised for their ICOs? And also look at their roadmap. So what do they plan to do, and how long is it going to take them? And their token, how many tokens will be there, and what is the price of each token, and how many tokens will be sold to the ICOs, and how many will be kept for another thing. Let's see. So another alternative could be using an ICO watch app. So there are separate businesses forming that dedicate their times to research. So categorize and follow market news around different ICOs. So one such application is CoinView, allowing their user to keep track on how different ICOs are performing and monitor their cryptocurrency performance. So there's a lot of questions, I know. So the good news is you can normally find most of the answer in a white paper. So in the white paper you can see everything, what's the organization do and what's the ICO is all about. So opinion about the project and reviews are important, but you should always make sure that to do your own research to form your opinion. So a lot of information on the internet can be inaccurate or based on emotions. So let's move on to what is white paper, if you guys don't know. So knowing what is an ICO is almost as important as understanding what is white paper. So a white paper is a document that present the idea of that ICO is raising money, and it's contain a lot more details than the description you will find in ICO website. So you find things systems architecture to the needs for their idea. So the problem is it is solving is more things, and the uses of the token, market data and growth projection. So you will also often see a list of team member, investor and advisor. So although this is normally displayed on the website itself too. So for an ICO to be successful, it's a need to have a good project, solid white paper, and if you ever find an ICO is live but doesn't have an white paper, I would recommend not to buy any token from it. So very few people will be invest in a project that doesn't have a white paper or a good white paper. So a good white paper will provide information on what the fund is going to be used for, and the focus needs to be more on the fund being used to grow the businesses and not for personal gain, and this is important. So a further note, as you can see, you find most answer you need from an ICOs is all in the white paper. So however, you should continue your research outside of the white paper and the ICO's website. So you should check how well they are keeping their community update. A good way to do this is join their Telegram group and see how the project works, and from there you can see how they are handling the questions more. So you can ask the question in Telegrams and they will answer. So in this company we got like four Telegram that's talking about Consentium, anti-hack and Helo app, and even another one is what? Our four group. Consentium, anti-hack, Helo and Mega X. Yeah. Mega X coin. So you can join us if you want. So we take care of these 4 Telegrams. So an example of successful ICO. So BitDegree is the world's first blockchain-powered online education platform with tech talent acquisition. So the project collected approximately of 32,500 Ether during the crowd sales and successfully reached the hard cap. So BitDegree white paper was very detailed and had lots of information of the projects and working plan with full details and how BDG token, the big degree token, would work and what the fund would be spent on. So BDG is quite trustworthy. ICO. So in conclusion of what is ICO, now that you know what is ICO, so keep in mind that ICOs are new, so which means there's a very few regulation. So as mentioned earlier, you should always be careful when choosing ICOs, and it's extremely important for you to research. So you should understand the creator behind the ICO and market that ICO is entering. So always study and consider their ability to deliver the project on time and on budget. So learn about they are planning on doing with the fund, and they receive and use their roadmap to see when they can say their project will be launched. So how to launch an ICO is that if you are creating ICO and not investing in one, you need to understand how investor research ICOs, and you need to understand that they need to see all the things we have mentioned, otherwise they will not try to trust the ICO. So you need to keep your community updated and treat them with respect and ensure that your project can do when it says, and when it says it will do. So always make sure you can deliver project on times and never tell lies. So that's the guides of ICOs, and thanks for living with me. So do you have any question about ICOs and ICOs? So just now that I've been saying that I'm not quite understand about these ICOs, but after reading this with you guys, I think I gain more knowledge about these ICOs, and I just realized that what I'm doing here working is I'm part of ICOs, right? Since so we do this Telegram, and we do keep on update all the online users that know about our project. So one of the best project I'm in is, I think it will be like anti-hack project. Yeah, you can search antihack.me. It's about hackers. Yeah, white hat hackers, black hat. Is that black? God, right? I don't know. So maybe you can see the white paper of anti-hack, because a lot of people say it's a good project, and I believe it's good. So if you want to know more about anti-hack, you can search on antihack.me. Okay, let's search it together. Hello. Still loading, hold on. So anti-hack is more like you finding a hacker to hack on something online. So you can ask any question in the anti-hack Telegram. If you're interested, you can join us in Telegram. That's called NTANITHACK. So yeah, they got their own white paper. If you're interested, you can read on it. Oh, I got no the white paper. Yeah, you can read more about them if you're interested. So I think antihack.me, right? Why is it not here? Okay, so why should you choose them? Because they are increasing number of cyber attack. So with increasing number of businesses going digitals and adopting technologies, more companies are exposed and the demand of cyber security service. So that's why you need to choose us. That is anti-hack in Telegram. So short age of skills cyber security professional. So the exacerbate that the already challenging task of defending against the rapidly accelerating volume of sophisticated advanced threat, hacking behavior and constantly evolving. And the next one will be the last reason that you guys should join us is raising costs of cyber security. So when demand is higher than supply, things become more expensive. So that's why you need to choose us. And 4 minutes. So there's this event coming out soon, that is Singapore FinTech Festival Booth ZU04 on the 12 to 16 November 2018 at 8 AM to 6 PM. If you guys interested in FinTech event. And yeah, do you want to know about the anti-hack service? Yeah, so our service is penetration test, anti-email, email spoofing, red teaming, anti-phishing, smart contract audit, ransomware recover, and WAL, CDN, and restorer. So that's their service. So if you're interested in finding all this service, you can just join the Telegram and ask question relating to anti-hack. So I think that's all for today, and I think today will be our last live, right? Our last live, because the app is still
Undergoing some
operation. Because a lot of complaints said that the app been suspended, cannot log in and all. So this is just a test for us. We've been doing here this app for
1 month.
1 month. 1 month.
How does it feel from the first?
Yeah. And how do I feel about this Helo app? I think it's a good thing. It gives us opportunity to understand more about this ICO blockchain and interact with the people that commented, and yeah. And some people just ask question and make us more,
Which prompt us to think.
yeah,
About
which help us to think what question you guys ask, and yeah. So thank you for going through all this with us.
Why you sound so sad?
Yeah.
I think like in our intern end will be worse.
Yeah, so this is what we've been talking. So like, what is Ripple and how to buy it. There's a lot of topic we talk about. We talk about ICOs. We talk about how to launch an ICO. And what more things we have? Like guide on Ethereum wallet. We just bring it for fun. So how to launch an ICO again, and what is white paper, and how to write it, yeah. And you can see us, you can see the channel on YouTube, that is Helo streaming. Yeah, that's all. Our YouTube name, Helo streaming, and you can see all these type of topic that has been written in the YouTube channel. So yeah, so hope to see you next time when the app is fully recovered with a lot of cool things will be inside. So bye bye.